A member of Ronnie Hawkins' best band ever, Garth Hudson and the Hawks made rock and roll history when they joined Bob Dylan and became the band. From his classical training days at London's Western University, Garth Hudson's musical curiosity has known no bounds. He's learned to play everything from an organ to a keyboard, a saxophone, and an accordion. His first solo album, The Sea to the North, is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. It is a great pleasure to welcome a wonderful homegrown talent, Garth Hudson, on stage in Studio 2. Garth, congratulations on the new CD. How does it feel? I know you wanted to do that for a long time.
It feels like the next one we could do would be easier, and the one after that would be easier and quicker, now that we know how to do it.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, I don't know, do you ever get tired of people saying, tell me about the band? What's Bob Dylan like? Are you sick of it?
No, it's a challenge because first Stephen Davis came to me in writing Levon's book, Wheels on Fire, or Wheels of Fire. I had to go back and think of all those things that were fun when I was a kid and when I met these guys. So there are different periods I come out of that, you know, there's the early time with Paul London and the Capers in Detroit, 58 to 62, and then there was Ronnie Hawkins. I joined up with Ronnie then in 62. Some say 61, but it's 62, folks. And then we left Ronnie and went out as Levon and the Hawks. And then Bob Dylan, and then various other people, lived in LA, sessions, gigs. I was privileged to play with Thumbs Carlisle, a great unknown hero that you'll hear more about, folks. Might mention that the box set is being in production now on other people's music.
This is the box
label.
set. This is the collection of music from the band.
Yes, before Dylan.
Before Bob Dylan.
Yes.
How does it compare in your mind to the band before and after?
Oh boy. It's radically different. We did play blues. We traveled around Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, and listened to, of course, Alan Freed and the Big Bopper, whoever, you know, would play blues and country music. So we did play blues when we played the Cockador here and the Concord and
What was it like?
all the places in Toronto here. A wonderful time in Toronto. It was great.
Tell us a little bit about your memories. What was it like playing with Bob Dylan, for example?
It was big time. We went from the bars to the stars, I guess. When we worked with him in writing, he would come to Big Pink, this house in Saugerties, near Saugerties, New York, with the pink John's Mansfield siding, asbestos siding. And we got in there, and he would sit at the typewriter and write a song, or he'd write on a pad, but he liked the typewriter. To watch him do that in a period of time, half an hour or less, he'd type it out, and we go downstairs and record it.
Let's talk about Ronnie Hawkins. What's he like? Is that a good time, all that honky-tonk?
The first time I saw Ronnie after a long period of time, after years, I said, Ronnie, I'm glad you hired me. What would I be doing now if you hadn't have hired me? And
have you seen much of Ronnie?
Just great, inspirational figure, I might mention, when I was playing in Detroit with Paul and the Capers, the word on the street was Ronnie couldn't be followed. They were, at that time, had Odessa, what was the big hit? Mary Lou, a big hit with a tenor solo by Sam the Man Taylor. The word on the street was that you couldn't follow Ronnie. He was a great showman, and the group were all young, good-looking boys. That's what we heard. Then we'd hear him in Grand Band and London and sneak in, to see him. We were all underage, but we'd go in for the afternoon show and watch Ronnie. It was inspirational.
Must have felt amazing to go from being a fan to actually playing with him. Wow. Well,
we'd kind of been getting ready. It's like we were rehearsing, and we still are, for the big time. And Ronnie jokes about it. He says, boys, son, you stick with me, and this next time around will be the big time. What was he said in many ways? He's always talking about the big time. And finally, we did make it to the big time and met a lot of fine folks and interesting characters on the way.
Do you keep in touch with Ronnie? He's had some health problems. You still see him?
We were up to his Massey Hall concert. Maud, my wife, sings, and we sang Days Gone By from off one of his CDs, and we were at the Hamilton Center for that tribute concert and went to visit him in Peterborough within a period of 4 months. And so that's 3 blizzards, We went through 3 blizzards, one with a 4-wheel drive vehicle, the other 2 with a rented van, and it was scary.
I read, you tell me if this is true, I read that even though you made it to the big times, you didn't go for the lifestyle on the road. You stayed away from drugs, you stayed away from alcohol, from carousing. Is that true?
That's true, you know. That's true. I never hung out much.
What were you doing when everybody was out hanging out? What'd you do?
For example, when we went to England, I would get up earlier in the day. I went to the British Museum, the War Museum, because I wanted to see German paraphernalia or whatever, you know, that we were curious about. And that was early in the day. Then I think we went out and rented a boat. And me and Mickey Jones. And so I never really hung out at
You found other
parties.
interesting things to do. Are you going to play for us again?
Sure.
Well, that
sure.
would be very nice. I'm going to tell people where they can see you. And that would be
Oh,
at the
thank
top
you,
of the
yeah.
Senator in Toronto. We're also going to take a look at the CD. It's called The Sea to the North. And once again, Garth Hudson is on stage in Studio 2.
Tomorrow on Studio 2, from the crowded cities of the GTA to the open spaces of the North, a blueprint for development in Ontario.
We're going to run out of land, that housing will be more expensive.
That if we save the farmland, we will save the cities.
You need to have firm urban boundaries.
House prices within the boundary skyrocket.
We go behind the scenes to present a special documentary report.
Initiated this
Smart Growth, Smart
uh,
Politics? Tomorrow on Studio 2.
Now that's a very comprehensive documentary Susanna Kelly has been
months in the making. Many months in the making. Yeah.
You got to watch it, please, for Susanna.
Just for Susanna's sake, you got to watch it.
But everything we need to know about the future of Ontario there, for sure. Tina, can you get me that thing that's on the chair there? And while you're getting that, I just wanted to say, do you see Garth Hudson?
You know, if you're saying that guy used to be in the band, that is not the kind of music I would expect to see from a guy that used to play in the band.
But it's so funny. I'm trying to interview him. He's so shy, and then he gets on that piano, and he comes alive.
You having back problems or what?
Steve hides this every night. But this is what he uses to walk around with. I just want to know how you're feeling, big guy.
Well, actually, my back is 100% better. I just carry this around because it makes me think I'm Fred Astaire. That's all.
No, he just to get to Studio 2 so that he can be here for the show. We really appreciate it.
I'm getting there. It's okay.
I know, you're doing a great job.
Trying my best.
Anyway, Greentown at tvo.org.
Oh, yeah, put the thing up. Put the thing up. Greentown at tvo.org.
You've only got a few more days.
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
You can win if you have the most environmentally sound town.
Environmentally sensitive town in Ontario. That's what we're looking for. Right on.
Is that like
Give us your submission.